Hello, welcome to this next video on methods. In this video, we're going to learn about a new type of way we can use methods by giving them parameters and passing in arguments. It's a way to pass information into a method. And then we're going to define this term called setter method and see how that's kind of goes hand in hand with getter methods. So what we would like to do in our script for coin counter is not have this public, but have it be private. And let's see what that breaks. So the issue when we make coin count private is that now we can't either read coin count or change coin count. Now one of these problems can be solved by changing our syntax here a little bit. So right now I'm taking coin count and I'm assigning to it equals this new value, right? And the assignment requires us to read coin count, right? I can actually simplify this by saying let's increase coin count by coin.getValue just by writing plus equals. So coin count is going to increase by the coin's value. And here this coin count is going to decrease by the penalty. So that's a bit of a shorthand, plus equals and minus equals to increase and decrease a variable. But actually it doesn't solve our problem. We still need to be able to set the value here, and we can't do that. Now here, this debug.log coin count, we still can't read it, but we know how to solve that. So we can write a getter to actually get the value of coin count here, but we can't set the value still. And so let's see one way we can do that. So let's start by writing our getter, right? Public int get coin count, and we'll just return coin count. So there's our getter, and we can copy this text to make our life a bit easier and just paste that here. So get coin count and get coin count. And now we'd like to be able to set the value as well. So you may have guessed what we're going to do is we're going to write public, and we'll leave the data type out for a second, and the name of this method is going to be set coin count, like this. Now here's a question. So if I copy this set coin count, which is not going to work yet, if I go back to player collision, and instead of this line, if I write coin counter dot set coin count, well, the question is, what value do you want to set it to? So set coin count, well, what's the value you want to set it to? And what we're going to do is actually put that information inside these parentheses. So the new value of the coin counter, of the coin count, is probably going to be coin counter dot get coin count, so what it was previously, and we're going to add coin dot get value. So this is going to be the new value of coin count. So we're putting that in these parentheses, and even though there's a plus sign, this right here is just one number. And so we're putting one number in, and that one number that we're putting in is an int. So that's what we're going to say here. In set coin count, we're going to put an int in. And now we give it a name so that we can use that variable in this method. So we're going to give that a name. We're going to say new amount, right? Or you could say new coin count. And so when we're setting the coin count, well, I can take coin count equals, and it's going to be equal to the new coin count. Okay, awesome. There's one more thing that it's a bit upset with us about. There's this red underline. It says we have to give it a return type. If you go to player collision and you look here at when we're using this method, well, we're not returning anything. Returning is when you have equals on the left-hand side. And so when I do get coin count, there's no equals on the left-hand side here actually. But it's sending back some information. So it's going to send back the number 20, for example. That's how many coins we have. Right? Set coin count doesn't need to send back any information. It's just setting a value in this script. So if we're not returning anything, we write void. And we notice that's there for awake as well, and update and start. So void here just means we're not sending back any information. So this right here is a setter method. and this here is a getter method. This is a setter and this is a getter. So there's set coin count. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in obstacle as well. Copy this there, and I'll take obstacle dot coin penalty. I'll put a minus here. So this works. Let's just test it to make sure that it does in fact work. Okay, so I can get some coins. So 5, 10, 15, 20, lots of coins, 35, 45, 55, and then I can hit an obstacle, and sure enough, the amount goes down. So that's the same functionality that we had before, but the difference is that now all of our variables, all of our fields are private. So coin count is private, the obstacles coin penalty is private, the coins value is private, and we're modifying these values using getters and setters. So what I would like to do is actually, and so this is going to lead to your challenge here. I'd like to be a bit more specific with the type of method I write in coin counter. So this setter just sets the coin count to a new value, but I could really set this coin count to anything I wanted here. And in some way, that's always going to be true. You have, I could always, put any value I want in here. But my challenge to you is to write two new methods in coin counter. So here's coin counter. To write two new methods that increase the coin count and decrease the coin count. So one for each, one to increase, one to decrease. They're each going to have a parameter called amount, and one of them increases coin count by that amount, and one of them decreases coin count by that amount. So they work a little bit differently than just a setter. These are going to increase and decrease the coin count, and then call the methods and make sure that they work. That's your challenge. Give it a try, and we'll see you in a couple seconds after you pause the video. Okay, good job trying the video. So trying the challenge. So what I'd like to do is comment out this setter method. So I'm going to highlight the whole thing, Control K, Control C for comment. And let's go add some more space here. Let's write a new method to increase the coin count. I'm going to write public void. I'm going to call this increase coin count, and I'm going to say int amount as a parameter. And this suggestion is pretty nice. I'm going to accept that suggestion, but let's talk about it. So coin count plus equals amount is going to take whatever coin count was, and it's going to increase it by this amount. And so this is kind of like a setter, but it doesn't actually set coin count directly, it just changes it by this amount. And so I can copy this value, copy this method rather, and I'll rename this one to decrease coin count, and I'll make sure that coin count goes down by that amount. And now in player collision, well, instead of having to do this math in set coin count, well, let's just call decrease coin count, and we'll put the value of the coin. So we're going to decrease the coin count by this amount. Or rather, this one should be increase. And then when we hit an obstacle, let's decrease the coin count just by this amount. Decrease coin count by that amount. And now our methods read a little bit easier. If I read this line, I get a component of type coin. I increase the coin count by this amount, and I print the new coin count. So that reads a little bit more clearer than just setting the value directly. Let's just test it to make sure it works. We should have the same behavior as before. So, I'm subtracting to start now. That's okay. I started at 0. Every time I hit an obstacle, I get -2 coins. And then every time I hit these obstacles, these coins rather, I get coins added. So that looks like it's working just fine. Now just a small thing to add at the end here. Instead of just decreasing the amount of coins blindly, I could check if coin count is say, greater than 0, then I want to decrease it. And this isn't going to be perfect. So if coin count is greater than 0, then decrease it. So I can still get negative coins a little bit here, right? If I start at 0, I can't necessarily go under 0. But if I get 10 and I start decreasing, okay, well now I can go down to 0. But if I have an odd number, I want to make it odd again. So let's get an odd number of coins. So I'm going to get 5 coins, and then 3, 1. Now 1 is greater than 0, so I can still decrease, right? And now I can have minus 1. So that's a little bit of a bug. You might consider fix this so your coin count can never be negative. That's something you could consider doing as a bit of a bonus at the end of this video. But that's what we have so far. We have these methods that are somewhat like setters, and we have a getter here, and we have all private fields. That's what we like to see. In the next video, we're going to see yet another way to use getComponent to make our code a little cleaner and a little easier to use in the long run. So we'll see you in the next video.